Welcome everyone, and we're beginning to wind down to the end of the semester, and as of now we've covered mostly the general course assignments. So what I want to do here is provide you with some information that should help in the development of your test administration assignment. Now this assignment is going to take you some time to complete, so don't put it off until the last minute. But first, this week, submit what you have so far for your research proposal project. If you've been working on this each week, like I've suggested, the core content of the paper should already be developed and only some minor revisions should be necessary. So in your proposal, you should have completed your proposal question, the hypotheses, the introduction and purpose statement, definition of terms, your literature review, and the procedures and methods this week. So submit what you have, I'll review it, and then provide you some feedback. Now, for the next couple of weeks, you should be planning for and completing your test administration project. Read the assignment guidelines so you have some general idea as to what you are expected to do. For this assignment, you're going to videotape yourself administering all of the components of the FitnessGram test, as well as one skill or performance related test. So let me explain. There are 5 different areas of fitness testing, and these include cardiovascular endurance, muscle strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Now, you're going to videotape yourself administering each one of these tests and discussing and following the appropriate test administration protocols. Now, because of the difficulty in probably finding someone who actually wants to run the mile or complete the pacer, you don't have to have somebody complete this entire mile or complete the pacer to the best of their ability. In your video, you're just going to want to show someone, if not yourself, partially participating in the test components. So for example, when reviewing the mile, you may show someone running on the track. You can discuss how to properly set up for the administration of the mile. You can discuss the objectives and the healthy fitness zone results and so on. When you're reviewing the pacer, you may videotape someone in the gym or just cone off a particular area somewhere on campus just to identify the start and stop points. Be sure you use the correct distance for that also. And then just videotape someone running back and forth a few times. You may want to play the cadence. And during this, you can just either use a voiceover, which is just a recording of your voice and a separate audio file, or you can include your voice with the audio. I'll discuss more about that in a moment. But all the other fitness test components are easier to administer, and you shouldn't have a problem finding someone to assist you. If you need to, you can obtain the audio cadence from the internet, and I also have copies of the CD. For the curl up component, you'll need some special equipment, and I do have that. You need to check that out, but there's also some modifications on how to perform the curl ups so it doesn't require any equipment, and the modifications are also recognized by FitnessGram as a reliable performance substitute. Next, you're going to do the same thing, videotaping yourself administering one skill related test, and these are also called performance related, fitness related, or athletic related tests. And these include something in the categories of speed, agility, balance, coordination, and reaction time. You'll be assigned one of these categories, and then you're going to need to research and identify an appropriate test that measures the skill related to the component you're assigned to. So if you're assigned agility, for example, you'll need to research and identify an agility test and then videotape yourself administering that test, once again discussing the objectives, the correct protocols, the proper procedures, and so on. The textbook does have some examples of skill or performance related tests that you can use. Also be sure to take a look at that, and there's an abundance of information on the internet if you just type in either skill related, agility related, speed related fitness tests. For your videos, all you need is one person to assume the role as your test taker. You don't need to record this with an actual class or a large group. One person should be sufficient. But remember that the purpose is for you to develop this video and demonstrate all of the appropriate test administration protocols. You'll need to demonstrate that you're aware of the purposes of fitness testing, you're able to recognize performance challenges, you know how to administer the test, you're taking in consideration all the issues of validity and reliability as well. Again, you're going to videotape yourself administering all of the FitnessGram fitness test components and only one skill related test components. Also, you must use your own original video. You cannot use a commercially produced or pre-produced video for your assignment. Also, don't use still images or pictures. You must clearly be seen in the video administering the test and following the correct procedures. Your voice must be clearly heard. It must be you reviewing the processes and discussing all of the appropriate expectations, the protocols, the procedures, and so on. And what I've done to assist you with this is provide a link to the commercially produced FitnessGram test videos, and those are developed by the Department of Education. Use these as your guide to understand how your videos should be completed. You should address the same expectations and procedures as mentioned in these videos within your own. Of course, this is going to require you to have some knowledge in video editing. And you can do this one of two ways. You can just shoot a straight video, which is either using your phone or a video camera, just making sure that you're able to be heard and the video is clear. And this is a more authentic approach that probably won't require too much editing later, or you can videotape yourself administering the test, and then you can go back and do a voiceover, which is recording another audio track and explaining all the proper procedures and protocols. This may take a little bit more time and it will require some audio video editing skills, but it typically produces a better outcome. Now, I don't mind if you have text on the screen or not, as you see in the videos by the Department of Education, as long as you address all of the proper procedures, which include a demonstration of the test, the importance of a warm-up, the setting and the equipment if necessary, the objective of the test, the administration procedures to follow, any errors or form breaks, and of course the scoring results. Regardless of how you create your videos, you'll need to practice this a few times. Record it over and over again. Ensure that the video is clearly seen. It's not dark. There are no shadows. Make sure that you're focusing on the participant and the proper performance. Also, you'll need to listen back to it. Make sure that the audio is loud enough to be clearly heard. Also making sure that it's not distorted or has any problems. So record a few examples, look at those, and then make any necessary corrections. You'll need to complete all of the videos and compile those into one. Your final comprehensive video, which includes all of the FitnessGram tests as well as the skill-related tests, needs to be submitted as one video rather than individual separate videos. This makes it easier for me to assess the project as a whole. And this is also going to require that you familiarize yourself with some video editing programs. And most of them come standard on computers these days and are fairly easy to use. Windows Movie Maker is a good one for Windows-based computers, and GarageBand or iMovie for Mac are also easy to use. Now, your final video, when you submit it, needs to be saved and submitted as a .mov or .mp4 formatted video. These are recognizable by just about any program that you have. Again, only these two formats are accepted, .mov or .mp4. If you submit it in any other file format, it cannot be viewed and it will be considered late until the correct format is submitted. If you're using Windows Media Player, you're going to need to export this and save it as a .mov or .mp4 file. You can do the same thing with iMovie or GarageBand. You can also post your completed video to YouTube or Vimeo. Just be sure you include a link where it can be viewed. And this also ensures that it's been saved in the proper format, because you can't upload something in an incorrect format. Now, there's no expected length to each video or the final video as a whole. I prefer to focus on quality over quantity. Ensure that you're addressing all of the required procedures during the test administration. If you need to use any equipment, like the sit and reach boxes, for example, let me know. These can be loaned out, but keep in mind other students are going to need them as well. Also, don't wait till the last minute to try to get these borrowed. I also have video cameras for you to borrow if you need to, but nowadays most cell phone cameras work perfectly and are actually better than our video cameras. Just ensure that you're recording using the correct orientation so the display is correct. Use the landscape orientation rather than a portrait orientation if you're using your cell phone, and also try to keep it stable. So take a look at the assessment rubric for the assignment, familiarize yourself with the expectations, take a look at the exceptional category, and spend some time working on this, because you'll notice that attention to detail and demonstration of effort are part of the assessment rubric. It's going to be obvious if you waited to the last minute and rushed to get this done. So again, work on this early. There's more to come, but this should keep you busy for the next couple of weeks. Take care for now.